Yes, indeed. Here we go. We are in the green room once again, Robbie boy.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in today to help you out.
Yes, it's always nice to have you sitting here, and so I can chat with you for a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So we have some great guests here today. A new movie that's coming out.
Yes, a comedy, which is very cool. And this is the first film by Tom Baldinger, right? Baldinger. And you want to introduce yourself? Why don't you introduce around the room? These are some of your actors?
Sure. So obviously, Tom Baldinger, writer and director and producer of the new feature film Who's Jenna, which is premiering May 20th, VIP premiere down in Asbury Park at the House of Independent. To my left here is the star of our film, Bill Sorvino.
Hello.
And co-starring in the film as well is Edwin Guerrero.
Hello.
And he's to the left of Bill. And we have our publicist, Laura Matson, in the room here with us as well.
Hello.
We got a full house here today, Vinny.
We're in a full house. That's right. It's a good thing we got the table for it, huh?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, we used to have a small table, but we had some people put this one together for us.
Just for us? Wow.
Just for you.
Pretty much, yeah. We just had it built for you guys this morning. So tell us about your film, Tom. What's your background in film production? This is your first one.
This is my first feature film. I'm originally I went to Wagner College on Staten Island, and I studied the musical theater, so I did the whole singing, dancing thing there. But we also did a lot of black box studio performances, and I did directing down there. And that I felt like was the closest thing that I could get to film. And after I graduated, I wrote my first play, put it off Broadway in the city, and realized that was where my passion was the production and the creation of it. That was in 1999, 2000, and here we are, 16 years, almost 17 years later. Now I'm about to premiere my first feature film. It's been a wild ride so far.
How long did it take you to put this film together? I mean, you wrote it too, right?
That's correct.
I wrote a couple of books. It took me 2 years to write each one.
It was, let's say, it was May 5th of last year was our first day of shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was May
6th.
May 6th, yeah.
Yeah, May 6th.
So
we got the anniversary.
So we started shooting on May 6th, and it was about a year prior to that when I first wrote it. I originally wrote it as a short film, and did a stage reading of it, or private reading, I should call it, in the city, with a couple of close friends and family, with some actors that I hired. And after the short film was done, people have said, well, there's more to this, to this story. And then I went and wrote the feature film.
And was this the first thing you had written?
No. So I've written some plays that were done off Broadway and off Broadway.
Cool.
And then I have a short film called Two Sides of Love that's on Amazon Prime right now, which I wrote, which was originally supposed to be like a web series, but we chopped it and cut it and wrote it as a short film, and actually that's going to be one of our next features in the future.
You also directed Last Call. That's another one.
Yeah, the Last Call was my. That's great. Where'd you find that one? That was my.
It's called the internet.
I didn't realize it was out there. Last Call was the first play that I wrote when I left. Wagner.
You wrote?
Yeah. So I directed that, and produced it at the Producers Club in New York City in Midtown. Mm-hmm. And it was about my brother and his friends at the bar. And at the time, I thought it was the best play I ever wrote. And I recently picked up that script about 8 months ago and realized it was the worst thing that I ever wrote. But it was a fun play, and my father to this date still loves it and says, you got to come back to that. You can come back to that. And at some point I will. But it was fun.
And you played in Manhattan?
Yes, it played at the Producers Club back in 1999, 2000. And then we did another play called Triple Play that I wrote, which is a murder mystery about a murder that takes place up at the Baseball Hall of Fame. And that's going to be a feature film as well that some people from our cast, from Jenna, is going to be involved in that project as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so you've been at it for a while then.
Trying.
Knocking it out. That's great. It's good to have. I mean, I could see people writing songs, but to write a whole play, it's amazing. just to keep that continuity and all of that going on. And writing books, same thing, But
Books are time consuming.
Well, you just have to, if the idea's in your head, and sometimes, I should say sometimes, but a lot when I'm writing, I kind of have to hear the voices in my head a little bit because I hear the dialogue in my head. But, there's a lot of stuff that I've written that I wouldn't even think about turning into a play. It's just, you got to get it out, and sometimes you take pieces from other scripts that you wrote. It's like, I like this scene. The rest of the story is terrible, but this one scene's great, and you take some of the dialogue of the characters from that and you mix it into other stuff.
It's like a long time editing
Exactly.
over your lifetime. Just, okay, here, this is, put it all together somehow.
Exactly.
That's great, yeah. But how did you start out? Did you, right from college, you knew you were going to do this, or
Yeah,
you did this before this?
About my sophomore year in college, I wanted to transfer from Wagner because I didn't want to do musical theater.
I know Wagner.
Yeah, and I
I've
love it's
been
great,
there.
but really wasn't my passion. I liked acting, but I wanted to do more film, and I talked to my parents about it, and we decided, let's stick with Wagner. It's a good program, and stay there. But I always had a deep passion for film, and I have some old videotapes of me and my buddy, Scott McFawn. I hope he's listening now. Me and my friend Scott, when we were like 10, 12 years old, we grabbed my dad's VHS little camera thing. We made our own little movies and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm sure, I think my brother still has those tapes around. So
VHS, what was that again?
Yeah. those black pieces, the big chunks of things. So it was always in my blood to do film.
And comedy. This is a comedy, right?
Yes.
Where's Jenna?
Yes.
And this is your first
Who's
comedy?
Jenna?
Or
Who's Jenna?
I'm sorry, who's Jenna?
That's the
and
sequel.
where's Jenna?
The sequel is Where's Jenna?
She didn't come over today.
What is Jenna?
That's the number 3. It's kind of like American Pie. It just keeps going.
Is this the first comedy you've written, or is this? Because you said you wrote a mystery.
No, the
so-
other one was a comedy,
Two
right?
Sides of Love was a comedy. It was more of a romantic comedy, which this is. But this is romantic, cute, raunchy, wild, hilarious. It's got everything in it.
So I mean,
I saw the trailer. It's pretty cool.
it is. It's funny. I mean, it's hard to write comedy, isn't it?
I always try
What's
to.
funny to one person isn't funny to another person.
I try to.
Donald Trump comes to mind. Oh, sorry about that.
But writing comedy is you try to write it as serious as it can be. You try to treat it as serious as it can be. And when we were filming and performing it, we were trying to take it as serious as it can be. And that's where the real funny stuff comes out of.
Okay. Well, straight man.
Exactly.
That's great. So you want to talk a little bit about the concept behind the movie?
So the idea of the story was one of my family members works for a large financial news firm, and he writes news articles for this financial firm and or news firm. And he had a story about an adult film stars were being sued, or actually they were suing a very large institutional bank. Because their accounts were being closed because of what they do as their living, that they were porn stars, they were adult film stars. And I read that little clip, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. I'm like, but I don't want to write a drama about this. I said, let's have some fun with this. And then kind of it bore the story, and then took some other things that happened in my life and things that I've witnessed, and said, that would be kind of some fun stuff to add to the story.
It's interesting. I mean, if it's a legal profession, I don't know why the bank would have the right to shut that down.
Well, if it's legal,
It's not prostitution, right?
no, but it's from my research and understandings, it's legal in L.A., but outside of it's legal, but it's people are shunned by it. Some people are feel that it's highly conservative. People don't want to even see that kind of stuff, or don't.
And so the bank is
So
bowing to
this
pressure.
large institution tried to close the accounts of a couple.
And I'm sure none of them ever watched porn.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Right.
And they tried to close the accounts, and
It's all
they,
closet stuff.
Yeah, it's in their box, a small little box in their closet. But
Yeah, exactly.
they tried, and they were unsuccessful.
VHS probably.
Or
Beta.
beta. Yeah.
Cool. So, now you have these two very handsome young gentlemen here who are in your movie. How did these guys come to be in your movie?
So Bill Servino, him and his wife are the founders of the Golden Door Film Festival in Jersey City.
Really?
And Two Sides of Love was at the Golden Door Film Festival, and Bill and I met. We started talking, and my original plan was to do Triple Play as a feature. And I gave the script to Bill, and Bill read it and loved it, and we talked about it. And
Still love it.
Thank you. And we, that was going to be the plan. And then some of my investors said, we want to see you cut your teeth on a comedy. Triple play seemed to be a little bit too big of a boat to take on. Okay. And then I gave Who's Jenna to Bill, and I said, look, there's two roles here. There's the lead, and then there's a co-star. I would love to have you read it. And immediately Bill's like, no, I want to play the lead.
Yeah, I was like, I got this. No, I ain't playing no supporting role here. I got this guy.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
It wasn't about that. It was about the fact that the role was, I knew it. I just knew. I was like, oh God, I got this. I totally got this.
What kind of a character are you in the movie?
He's he's the moral compass of the film, and like I'm kind of like that in life, but he's surrounded by insanity, which I'm surrounded by insanity in life too. I'm sorry, Michelle, my wife, but she's great, but we're always insane. But he's surrounded by all this insanity, and he's always looking out what happens with that story that Tom was saying about dropping a porn star from the
bank.
From the bank. Stuff like that would really bother me in real life too. It would really, that kind of thing. I just resonated with me. I just got it, and him having to be a black and white kind of character. I'm like that as well, and want everything kind of keep everything separate. I don't want things too mixed up. Like I want my peas over here, my meat over here, and that, So I just saw it. I just read it and got it, and And
so you're not really acting. This is actually you.
It's It's the first role where my acting. I typically do a lot of character, like some character work, and this is one of the first times I didn't have to go character so much. I had to just kind of delve into my own personal, personality, psychology to give this guy life from my own personal life, kind of, instead of making it up, which is what I normally have done. I've done a lot of roles that I really had to do a lot of that. This is the first, it's like the leading man role and stuff like that. So it is a straight character, and I'm the straight man in the film. So, that lends itself to that kind of acting more, you fit the role, Bill. So here you go. more than, hey, I can stretch myself this way and that way to become that other person. It wasn't that. It was, here's Bill Sorvino playing Jonathan Burke. It's kind of like him, not quite exactly like him, but he's probably going to do a good job because it's easy to do.
What are the differences between your character and yourself?
And myself? That's a good question.
That is really
not much. I just do that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite as black and white or quite as compartmentalized as Jonathan Burke is. To some degree, yes. But Jonathan Burke, as Tom wanted me to play it that way, and it does lend itself to the comedy of it. It's a little more exaggerated version of. I don't know if anybody's quite as compartmentalized as Jonathan Burke is. Maybe there are, but then you consider that person a neurotic, like a complete neurotic. Which I didn't go there, but it's close to being somewhat of a neurotic guy, having to deal with a lot of craziness. So I'm not really neurotic, but yeah, there's a little bit of that in myself.
The audience gets to really go on a nice journey because Bill played this part so perfectly. His facial reactions to the insanity around him, we made sure that we captured that. And during the editing process, it was, let's not get the coverage shot of this actor. Let's get Bill's reaction to how this character, what this character is saying, what this character is doing to Bill.
That's the comedy aspect of it. I'm playing the straight man, but at the same time, you got to be like a little bit of an exaggerated reaction to what some crazy thing, because a lot of crazy things happen in this movie, like really zany, crazy. Like wild and funny, hysterical, and as a straight guy, I have to sort of be like, I have to react to it, not like a drama, like a comedy. So I'm playing it straight, but I have to, I always equate it to Ben Stiller and Something About Mary. Not exactly the same. I'm not that kind of actor exactly, but it's that kind of like what, like constantly turning your head, like what is going on?
Overwhelmed, by the whole situation.
Exactly.
Can't quite get his head together with it.
Jenna's your girlfriend in this?
Yes, exactly. I meet her at a bar. My buddy, who's played by Joe D'Onofrio, he's like, "Hey, she looks like somebody, whatever," and I'm like, "No, it's not, and he's insisting that she looks just like her.
Yeah, the porn star or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
So.
And Joe is a real stand-up comedian, right, for a living, isn't he?
No, he's an actor.
No, Joseph is an actor.
D'Onofrio?
Yeah, Joseph D'Onofrio. Yeah, he's an actor.
Oh, I thought one of the people in it. Oh, Vic DiBenedetto. That's the one.
Vic DiBenedetto.
That's the one.
DiBenedetto, yeah.
He's a comedian.
Yes, he's a stand-up.
What does he do in the film?
He plays the client, one of the clients of Jonathan Burke's firm, at Jonathan Burke's firm. So him and Lenny Veneto play two prominent clients of Arrowhead Investments that Jonathan Burke works at. Is one of their two clients. So they have a very two interesting scenes in the movie, but I don't want to say because they're fun scenes. But good actors, very good actors.
There's a twist that's part of the twist of the movie. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And how do you work into this Edwin Guerrero?
Bartender, right? Did I get that right?
No, he's my protege.
Yeah, Edwin plays the part of Scott Peterson, who is Jonathan Burke's protege. He works part-time as a bartender, and he works full-time at the financial firm, the investment firm that Jonathan works at. Okay. And he looks up to Jonathan, and he wants to be just as successful as Jonathan is.
It's my idol.
I know.
And Edwin came to us through Tracy Birdsall's talent agency. Actually recommended Edwin to us, and the minute I saw his headshot, I was like, done. Like he fit Scott Peterson perfectly.
Good thing he can act.
Yeah. Right?
Thought it was the bald head, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a fun movie. It was really good working with these gentlemen. It was definitely a funny movie. You guys are really going to enjoy it.
Edwin had some great moments in it too. Oh God.
Do you have a background in comedy as well?
No, not at all. Actually, I was once a teacher in my old profession before I quit and began this journey of acting, which I always wanted to do. So for quite some time, but I think I'm a little bit funny. But actually, I think personally that I'm the only person that's not funny in this movie.
Oh no, you're funny.
They're funny. I was telling my friend, I was like, this is a comedy.
No, you got a few nice moments.
A couple good lines in there, and a couple good moments.
Yeah, definitely have some good moments. Definitely have some good moments. I do. We can't say the moments though.
You got to see the film.
You got to see the film. Yep.
And you guys are going to be in, did you say Asbury Park, right?
Sure. So
it's going to be the premiere?
Yeah, it's a VIP screening / premiere.
So nobody can get tickets?
You can get tickets, actually.
Okay.
But it's pretty tight. We're pretty close to almost selling out. So
Okay.
it's going to be a fun night. And also not only the screening, but then Slim Chance and the Gamblers, who have two songs, the theme song that's on the trailer, What Kind of Man, and then another song called The Groove, and it's their two songs are in the soundtrack of the film. So they're going to be playing live that night as well. It's kind of a VIP after party event.
Oh, cool.
After the screening. So we're going to be partying like it's 1999.
And people can still get tickets at the House of Independence website.
Yep.
So, and that's in Asbury Park.
Asbury Park, yeah.
Now,
a lot of
since
things going on in Asbury Park these days.
I was going to say, since Gary Pastore isn't here, I have to say one thing. Bark!
Okay, it's an inside joke.
Inside joke, guys.
You have to see the movie. You have to see the movie.
That's the movie.
Well, Gary Pastore, he plays Jonathan Burke's boss in the film. His name is Joe Barsha, the character in the film. Very, very funny character. Hysterical. So
Over the top.
And so
arrogant.
he came up with this thing when we were filming. He would just, every time he would see me, it wasn't in the script, but every time he would see me, in our scenes, he'd be like, bark, bark. And it became a thing. I'm like, Joe. I would be taken aback.
You want to get that look, that jumping back look.
Yeah. But it was added in the scenes, right?
Every time.
It's just hysterical. He would just belt out this.
Sounds like bark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because my last name's Burke, right? And every time he did it, I would actually get rattled for real. So it was good for the acting.
It was
circumstance.
Perfect.
Yeah,
it really was. It was.
He came up with a bunch of. Oh God, he came up with so many good things, Gary. Too bad you're not here, Gary. We miss you.
He's still alive, right?
He's alive. He's alive.
Okay.
No, he's alive.
Let me move around the table. I want to talk to Laura Madsen for a second.
Yes.
Did you help these guys with the casting, or are you in the movie? You're an actor as well. You're multi-talented, right? You're a PR lady and
do a lot
blogger.
of things. Yeah. I just I'm an extra in the film. But it was really wonderful, being part of the crew on this project, because I got to see how all of the characters and the crew work together. I think it was published once, like a well-oiled machine. They really cued off of each other. Every take was different. It's going to be really amazing to see what takes were actually used in the final version of the film, because I personally thought that, thinking on their feet, a lot of improv. Every take was really, really funny. And these guys, some of them are comedians in the film, like Vic DiPotetto, but natural comedy comes to so many of these actors. So yeah, you're going to laugh, and you're going to laugh a lot when you see this movie.
Joe, speaking of which, Joe D'Onofrio, he does a lot of improv in the film.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the improv. How, because you wrote it, did you write it with the improv in mind?
I feel like a broken record. I'm sure Bill, other interviews that we've had, I've said this over and over again. But it's, the script is the skeleton of it, and these guys and gals who were in the film just brought the heart and the skin and the veins and the life to it. So we did, when we were shooting, it was, let's do a couple to the script, and then let's have some fun. And it gave the option to myself and the editors when we were piecing it all together. We got to see Bill's reaction on how Gary or Edwin or Joseph were improv. We get to see Bill's reaction and so forth. And so it was.
You got to mix it all together, kind of.
Yeah, and these guys. What I wrote was a good story, and what these guys and gals did, and this cast did, was they brought it to the next level.
Well, I would say that also we have to give some serious credit to this guy to my right here. Tom is a great director, and he let us,
Absolutely.
he wanted us to, we did, like you said, we did what was written, a couple times, and then he's like, now let it fly, and that's an actor's dream come true, right, Edwin? I mean,
Oh my God.
to be able to just kind of, feel the moment. Live in the moment. You've already been living in the moment with the script. Now you can say some things that will just come naturally to you, and a lot of times those are the times when you get that. For instance, I'll bring up Goodfellas. When Funny Like a Clown. The whole thing. That's a lot of that stuff was improv, and that's why it's so memorable.
That's one of the most memorable scenes in the film.
Exactly. Memorable stuff comes out of that, like, completely natural, unscripted stuff, and surrounded by all the script.
Right.
And so you have to, mix them up. But that's why Tom is so great, because he let us get into those moments while keeping us reined in to the right amount of, get to the point. We had to stay on point. The movie has an arc. We have to hang on the through line, but we also are allowed to give some detail, some flourish, by improving a lot of different moments.
And I think the improv also added color to our characters.
For sure.
Yes.
It allowed us to really show Tom
Yes.
who we were. So in case he did need to rewrite the next day or write in our voice, he was able to see from how we were acting when we were doing the improv. And, being on a set where you don't really have those restraints, where everything is, this is your line, just say your line, and let's move on. It was just amazing. And I think that's what brought the crew together as well, because it was just like Laura said, it definitely was.
And it's funny you say that about the crew, because there were moments where I had crew members say, hey Tom, why don't we try this? This could be really funny. And I was like, what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. Let's have some fun with it.
That seems very unusual to me, for a director to be able to,
He's-
to be so focused usually that they wouldn't even want to have.
That's why he's a great director. He's
Yeah.
able to take some collaborative. He knows what he needs to get, and he's going to get what he needs to get, and that he's strict in certain areas. And then when the collaboration comes in, sometimes he's like, well, I don't know, not right now, no.
Right.
Or
Yep.
it's a good idea. He doesn't just shut it down because he's the director and he's like Mr. The head boss guy, whatever. So that's why he's a great director, because he's able to accept the full collaboration and keep on point at the same time. And that's the mark of someone really an artist. The best art comes from when you're able to take in the outside world a little bit too.
Right. He has his own style in bringing it together.
And those are the directors you want to work for.
Yeah, totally.
That is the word on the street now, too, because of that, because of everything that all of you have been saying about Tom. You as actors bring the characters to life, and he lets that happen.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win situation. And what comes out of it, too, is that in addition to casting really well, because I think that all of the actors were cast perfectly for their parts, and I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that, because comparatively in other films, sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. But when that happens, and then when you're given some freedom to breathe on set, I think all of you guys actually like each other too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and that doesn't always happen,
No,
but
it
I mean,
doesn't.
but you have that.
Yeah, when I first saw Bill,
What's it called? Chemistry, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
That's.
But everybody had chemistry
Yeah.
across the board. Even Lenny and Vic coming in out of the blue, for a couple of days. It's like they loved everyone. We loved them. We got along great. The chemistry was there in the comedy. Amazing. Really amazing. A luck favors are well prepared. I don't know what it is, but it was great.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just.
we got a phone call.
Oh, we got a phone
Oh,
call.
somebody's calling in. Burke. Is it Burke?
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yes. Who might this be?
This is Joe. I want to talk on the radio here.
You on the radio?
What kind of fugazi station is this? You don't have any- Now listen, at Arrowhead Investors, I have a whole bunch of people answering the phone. What kind of fugazi station doesn't have a secretary, an answering machine? What is this?
It's called Shoestring.
Joe, shoestring.
It's a shoestring operation.
Maybe I can ask my investors at Arrowhead to invest some money in the station.
That would be fantastic. I'll give you my private line.
And we'll use the secretary. I'll answer the phone for him.
Hi,
You know
Gary.
who this is?
Joe Barsha?
That's correct.
I'm glad he
This
guessed
is
instead of me.
Barsha in the flesh. I couldn't make it there because of some surgeries, and I'm home. In my state of delirium.
You must be hurting since you haven't screamed Burke yet.
Oh, you're the boss, huh?
I miss you here, man.
Yes.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm the boss. You got it. I'm the capo di tutti capo.
So, I'm glad you called in.
How is everybody? Hello, everybody. I miss you all. I'll
Hey,
see
Joe.
you soon.
We're having a party over here, Joe. We're about to break out the tequila.
I can't do that. I'm on drugs.
That's even better.
Hey, man. I love the doctor.
We'll save it for the after party.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's that kind of movie too.
That's great. That's great.
Joe, what's your role? What's your role in the film, Joe?
That's actually Gary.
But he plays Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Easily.
It's Gary.
Oh,
Pastor
Gary Pastor. Okay,
as
I
Joe
got you.
Barsha.
Oh, yeah, here. I got my notes right here.
Even now.
Even now, you
He
got
never
it.
left character.
No, I've been Joe Bosch ever since we stopped filming. Rap.
His wife's going to divorce him.
No doubt.
No. Yeah, we've heard about that Burke, boy. You got that down, huh?
That's that'll live on in infamy forever. If I'm walking down the streets of L.A. and New York and I see Savino, I'm just gonna yell Burke. You'll know it's me.
Oh, absolutely.
what's up?
Absolutely. We're just having a good time here talking and finding out more about the film and about the actors. Can you hold on a little bit? We have a little bit of a break. Or should...
Absolutely. Hold on.
Okay, cool. It'll be about...
Put your secretary on. I'll flirt with her.
Okay, yeah.
It never ends, does it?
I wish I had a secretary. I would put her on the phone with you immediately.
All right. I'll hold.
Okay, good. So, we'll be right back then with the crew here from Who's Jenna?
Who's Jenna? Anyway?
Hi, I'm John Padovano. Join us on the first Thursday of each month at Network Lambertville in Lambertville, New Jersey, the most productive open networking group in our area. At Network Lambertville, we serve award-winning grape finale wines created in Flemington, New Jersey from Napa Valley grapes, a fully catered meal with past hors d'oeuvres, and fantastic desserts created by Pudge Cakes of New Hope, Pennsylvania. Network Lambertville is held at Green Birdie Productions' Green Screen Studio, located at 21 Bridge Street in Lambertville, New Jersey. It starts at 6 p.m. and dinner is served at 7:30 p.m. There's no fee to join our group, but we do ask for a $20 donation at the door to help cover expenses. Attendance is limited to 50 guests, so please log on to www.networklambertville.com to sign up and get more information. See you at the next Network Lambertville meetup. Hi, I'm John Padovano. Join us on the first Thursday of each month at Network Lambertville in Lambertville, New Jersey, the most productive open networking group in our area. At Network Lambertville, we serve award-winning grape finale wines created in Flemington, New Jersey from Napa Valley grapes, a fully catered meal with past hors d'oeuvres, and fantastic desserts created by Pudge Cakes of New Hope, Pennsylvania. Network Lambertville is held at Green Birdie Productions' Green Screen Studio, located at 21 Bridge Street in Lambertville, New Jersey. It starts at 6 p.m. and dinner is served at 7:30 p.m. There's no fee to join our group, but we do ask for a $20 donation at the door to help cover expenses. Attendance is limited to 50 guests, so please log on to www.networklambertville.com to sign up and get more information. See you at the next Network Lambertville meetup. Hi, I'm John Padovano. Join us on the first Thursday of each month at Network Lambertville in Lambertville, New Jersey, the most productive open networking group in our area. At Network Lambertville, we serve award-winning grape finale wines created in Flemington, New Jersey from Napa Valley grapes, a fully catered meal with past hors d'oeuvres, and fantastic desserts created by Pudge Cakes of New Hope, Pennsylvania. Network Lambertville is held at Green Birdie Productions' Green Screen Studio, located at 21 Bridge Street in Lambertville, New Jersey. It starts at 6 p.m. and dinner is served at 7:30 p.m. There's no fee to join our group, but we do ask for a $20 donation at the door to help cover expenses. Attendance is limited to 50 guests, so please log on to www.networklambertville.com to sign up and get more information. See you at the next Network Lambertville meetup.
Hi, this is Bernie Wagenblast, and hopefully Vinny V is not stuck in traffic right now, and we'll be able to do his show in the green room here on PANJRadio.com. You'll find all sorts of interesting things that are going on in New Jersey and in Pennsylvania. So tune in to Vinny V and In the Green Room.
If you would be so happy to, promote and if the movies, if you guys like the movie, feel free to give a review at some point.
You're listening to PANJ Radio. PANJ Radio serves the river communities of Lambertville, New Jersey, and New Hope, Pennsylvania, as well as Mercer, Bucks, and Hunterdon counties, and the world. And we want to serve your business on our airwaves. Commercial rates start at just $50 for a 30-second spot on your favorite PANJ show. We run your ad not just once, but up to 7 times in a 1-week period. That's a lot of bang for your buck online. We will track the number of listeners your commercial gets so you can measure how many new customers you get from airing it with us. For more information, please contact Rob at PANJRadio.com or call 609-460-4550. We can't wait to bring your company new local business on PANJ Radio.
Hey, I'm Deirdre Anderson with Delish Catering.
And I'm Laura Mangone from Chambers Walk Cafe and Catering.
And we'd like you to join us on Food for Thought. Where what do we talk about, Laura? We talk about restaurants. We talk about
Pet
recipes,
peeves,
pet
food.
peeves, bitchy hostesses.
All sorts of food-related items.
All sorts of
Tune
food
in.
stuff, and sometimes not so much food stuff. We go off on segues, but we have a lot of fun, don't we?
Absolutely.
So join us on Food for Thought.
PANJradio.com, 1 o'clock weekdays.
Relax into tranquility at Le Med Spa in Doylestown, your first choice for everything from plastic surgery to weight loss. The atmosphere is elegant, but the husband and wife team of board-certified physicians who operate Le Med Spa are seriously excellent at what they do. Doctors Brian and Anna offer a full range of procedures including facelifts, breast augmentation, Botox treatments, and skin repair. Le Med Spa also offers pharmaceutical-grade skincare products, as well as massage, nutrition counseling, and personal training, even in their patients' homes. Visit us in Doylestown at 3655 Route 202, or call for your appointment at 215-230-4013. For our Flemington office, call 908-968-3529. Le Med Spa. Ah, that's better.
So the radio is kind of new to me. I'm still learning.
Hey, we're back in the green room again. We got Tom,
Yes.
and we got
I'm Bill.
Bill.
Somebody's breathing heavy.
We got Joe on the phone.
Gary
sleeping
fell
away.
asleep.
He fell asleep.
Gary, did you fall asleep?
Oh, yeah, the bongo music, it was riveting.
That's Vinny's daughter's song now. Watch it.
Where'd you get
Edwin.
that from? Put some Rolling Stones on while I'm hanging out over here. I'm only kidding. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. So, what do you think of these guys over here, Gary? You think these guys are pretty talented?
I love them. And I tell you what, if I never made another feature film again with anybody else, I wouldn't be missing anything. I work with these guys forever. They are the best. All of them. Been one great cohesive family.
Yeah, I love you too, Gary.
I'm talking to myself. What happened?
No. Gary.
They're all
crying.
They're all dumbfounded by what you just said.
Tearing up.
Hey, Gary, why don't you
Why
don't you tell these guys a little bit about Mr. Joe Barsh and tell us what's he all about?
Well, he's somebody, honestly, yeah. I mean, Bill Savino seems to say that he can equate me to him a lot, and maybe in the zany aspect of it. But as far as the guy goes, I'm definitely nothing like him. He's narcissistic and arrogant and an asshole. And am I allowed to say that?
Yes, you can say anything. It's internet. You can use the F word if you like.
But listen, no, he is. He's an asshole, and he's. I wanted to play him to the hilt because he's a character I've never played before. You know, I'm always a cop or a gangster, and I very rarely get to play much out of the box. Although lately I played a Greek, restaurant owner on the show, but most of the time I'm pretty pigeonholed, and Bill Savino will lament with me. It's a terrible thing that happens to Italian actors, is that we're always grouped as being able to portray just one thing. And I guess Barsha still has some gangster in him, but it's a different kind of gangster. I guess it's a finesse-y kind of gangster.
Oh, he's
I don't know how
gangster,
to explain
all right.
it. Is that right, Tom? Would you say he's kind of gangster?
You know what, Gary? You really hit the nail on the head, and I think what Gary's talking about, when I wrote the character, it was an arrogant asshole. And what Gary did, just like Bill and Edwin and Joseph and Tracy, is they just brought it to another level. And him saying that, is he gangster? Is he gangster? He is, but he's not your Goodfellas sort of gangster. He in a very strange way, he he floats in and out of being this arrogant boss at a financial firm and still having his roots of, you know, some of the clients that he deals with, like Dominic Grillo and so forth. And so there are roots of that in there. But Gary, you hit it nail on the head. He's a gangster, but he's not your typical, you know, prototype gangster. He has his own ways of doing things and getting things done, and manipulating
That's
people.
what I was going to say. Yeah.
He manipulates people very,
like
very
a gangster.
well. Like a gangster, but not in a...
Not with threats?
But not with threats, no. Just
all
very...
business. It's all business.
It's all business, yeah. So, and Gary...
Yeah, I think it's more... his arrogance is almost more threatening than him having to physically threaten anybody. He's just so... He's also, you know, he's a bigot, and I'm not a bigot at all. I mean,
big-time bigot, yeah.
I'm all about equality and gay rights, and, you know, as far as I'm concerned, everybody's skin color is the same as mine. But Joe Barsha is an arrogant, bigoted prick, and you know, I don't want people to think that is me, of course. So, you know, yeah, I play him to a T, but that's just training. I am not him, and I don't want to be him. So I want to make that very clear to everybody.
So Gary, and it's great. You know, we had somebody recently watch a pre-mix cut, another media person who I did an interview with yesterday, and he said there were moments that Joe Barsha's character said things that made me feel uncomfortable. And he said, but yet Jonathan felt uncomfortable, so it was okay. And I was like, I put up my two hands like it was a touchdown. I'm like, that's exactly what I want. I want.
I did my job.
Yeah, I want somebody to go, ooh, that was wrong. He shouldn't have said that, you know? And I don't want people to think me as a writer, that's how I feel as a writer.
It's really good that since my reaction was one of, like, you know, shock and horror, that it makes the viewer feel okay about watching it instead of it. If I was like laughing with them, it'd be like, oh, this is no good. Like,
exactly.
This is not okay for today's world.
His
right,
text,
you have to disapprove.
His text quote was, you know, and he said the lines that were said in the movie. He goes, wow, that made me feel uncomfortable, and it made Jonathan feel uncomfortable, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
And I said, that's exactly okay. That's what I want my audience to feel when they're watching Joe Barsha, right? I want them to connect to a character, to connect to Jonathan, to connect to Scott Peterson, to connect to Tracy Birdsall, who plays Jenna Casey beautifully. And it's a shame that Jenna's not here. Jenna's not here. Listen to me. That Tracy's not here.
Yeah, right.
That Tracy's not here because, you know, the chemistry.
Who's Jenna anyway?
Tracy Birdsall. So Tracy played the character. Tracy played the character
You know what's
so
funny
well.
is that nobody's safe in this. You know, I seem to have something to say about everybody, and it's funny because in the big reveal, you see it's I guess a cover.
Yeah. There's a
Right?
twist. There's a twist. There's definitely a twist to what Barsha's all about and what the story's about, and hopefully you know, people come on the ride and follow it through.
Gary, nothing personal, but I hope you get yours in the movie. I don't like this Joe Barsha guy.
Already.
Well, you'll have.
In fact, we're
You'll
talking
like him
about
by the end.
We were talking about the sequel already. That I'm incarcerated.
Where's Barsha?
Which prison is he in now?
Where's Barsha? That's hysterical. I think we're onto something.
Yes, we are. Let's start tonight.
You're gonna have to put a star in his. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to working with this crew again. Absolutely, man. They're the best, all of them. And the cohesiveness and family-like relationship that we have, and just the fact how well we play off each other is testament to, hey, listen, Marty did it in Mean Streets, and look where he went from there, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was thrown together. He got a bunch of talented guys from the neighborhood. He put them in a movie, and he let them do their thing, and now, he's one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. And I think the same's going to be said for Tom Baldinger, because Tommy's got it, man.
Wow,
You got it.
Now I feel
you got
weird.
a gift, my friend.
You're good. You're good.
You. One of the best movies ever. Analyze this.
Yeah.
What a great
Gift,
movie.
my friend.
Analyze this, yeah.
One of the best movies.
We're already talking about future projects, Tom and I, so.
My Gary, myself, Lenny Veneto and I have talked. Bill and I have talked about a lot of things. So it's all like what we were talking about before. It's a lot about collaboration and working together and having that cohesiveness and building that sort of family atmosphere. So that we want to do more work together because we had so much fun and we were able to create so much more from a very simple blueprint. So Mike Toda does a fantastic job as well. Mike Toda plays Kevin the Hammer Steele, who is a fictional adult film porn star in the movie, and he does a wonderful job with the part. He has a lot of fun with it. Just hats off to the whole cast and crew, and I couldn't have been luckier to have the people working on this project.
And we couldn't have been luckier to have you.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's just a love fest over here.
Bill and I are going to hug now. Gary, where are you?
We're gonna hug it out.
And we're gonna put Edwin in the middle.
No, suffice to say.
It's
I
appropriate.
play a gay guy in the film, and that's about it.
Yes, it's all character work for Edwin.
Sure.
Did you guys know each other before this whole process
This is
started?
amazing. You guys seem so cohesive. Yeah.
It's like you've been best friends forever.
It does feel that way. It
Yeah.
does feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I think everybody went to work every day, it was fun. Like, how often do you get to say work is fun? And then you still want to hang out with those people. You don't just want to get in your car and drive off and be like, God, never again.
Yeah.
So
Every time we do these things, I'm like so excited to see Edwin and Tom, and I see Tom a little bit more frequently, but to see these guys, it's just great. I'm excited to see them, and Gary too. It's like, and Gary and I see each other more frequently too. But it's just I don't know. We just became very good friends. Everyone did.
I'm afraid of what's going to happen on May 20th, the night at the after party. Because, everybody's coming out. We have Bill Servino's confirmed he's going to be there. Edwin is there. Gary Pastore is there. Lenny Venito's coming out. Tracy Birdsall's flying out from L.A. with her boyfriend, Neil Johnson, who is a great director. We've got Mike Toda. We've got Precious Pia, who plays Vincent Pastore's wife, Jen Jacob, and her boyfriend Jesse Rubin, who also has a song. So it's going to be, it's going to be kind of like a reunion, high school reunion party. So,
Hey,
buckle
Tom?
up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Tom, do you have extra money in your post budget for a handler for me?
What?
Somebody that can handcuff themselves to my right arm.
It's going to be, May 20th is going to be a lot of fun. And then after like I said, May 20th is going to be the screening down at Asbury Park at the House of Independent. And there are tickets still available.
That's good.
And you can get them at www.whosjenna.splashthat.com. Or you can go to House of Independence website itself, or you can go to 624's website, which is 624-productions.com, and there's a link there to buy tickets. But it's getting pretty tight. We're coming up to almost a sellout, and we've got less than 2 weeks away. And then after the screening here, we're going to be going out to LA in mid to late August with it. And then after that, we're going to come back here and either do another screening in New York City, or actually, I live in Somerset County, and the business 624 is a member of the Chambers of Commerce at Somerset County, and so I was approached by the mayor of Hillsborough and the mayor of Somerville. Since we filmed about 50% of the movie in Somerset County, they invited me out to this Republican club meeting to talk about my business, and I thought that was interesting because I'm not a Republican or a Democrat.
I was going to say, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll come out and talk about the business, and they came up to me afterwards and they said that they wanted us to do a screening in Somerset County somewhere. So we're getting a lot of support, not only from the arts but from the political side too. So, but we'll see after they see the film.
Are you entering in any festivals?
No, so we're after this screening, and then LA, and then New York. We have Laura, who's our publicist here on the East Coast. We also have Clint Morris on the West Coast with October Coast. They're going to be taking it to distributors, so we're going to be shopping it to some distribution. We have a couple distributors who are interested in waiting for us to give them the film.
That's great.
And so we're hoping to get straight distribution, and then maybe we'll come back to the festivals if the distribution strategy doesn't work. But this is our strategy now. But who knows? I mean, after this screening and the LA screening, there's no perfect blueprint on how films are, how they're exposed today, especially the way of the internet. I mean, you've got Hulu, Netflix, Amazon. I know I'm missing a bunch of others. Apple TV, even AMC now the AMC Theaters is offering it's called the AMC Independent Program, and Laura and I have been talking about that, and we're thinking of submitting to that as well, where they'll show, they're looking for independent content, and they'll show the film in the tri-state area at selected theaters in AMC. And to me, if this is I feel that this is a shoe-in. Of course, I'm biased, but if they accept it, that's a great way of exposure and getting not only my work out there, but this film has so many diamonds in the rough. There's so many people. Gary, you okay?
Dying over there.
I'm sorry.
He's breathing heavily in there.
Would you like some water?
No, they had a breathing tube down my throat today.
That's not fun.
There's no laughing matter.
That's no
I think
fun.
it scratched my throat.
It sure did.
Yikes.
But
I apologize.
No, not at
No,
all.
not
but
at all.
to get that sort of exposure is fantastic. And like I said, this cast and crew, most of this cast and crew are such talented people that they deserve that exposure. For this, I've said this to Bill. This is the type of role that I think for Bill is going to just launch. Not launch his career even farther than it is already. I mean, Bill's got a ton of stuff that he's doing that I think it's just gonna, it's gonna even, it's gonna be a big trampoline for him, and as well for Gary and Joseph and Edwin. I think people are gonna look to this cast and say, hey, these gals and girls are really, really talented people. We want to see them do more stuff.
Will you be doing a Q&A after the film?
Yes. So it's
Because you have the whole cast there, right?
Yeah, so
Might as well.
it's the screening, then a Q&A, and then an after party with Slim Chance and the Gamblers playing live.
Sounds like an awesome time.
Yeah, it should.
Tom, where's the after party?
The after party.
It's back at your house.
My house is Spring Lake.
I'm thinking ahead.
Well, we've got the Berkeley Hotel, which is right down the street. That's actually going to be housing some of the people that are staying the night. And if there's anybody who is who's listening to the program now and is interested in staying the night, to send us an email at 624-productions.com. There's an email link there. Email us, and we'll try and get you the group rate for the hotel that night. Because it's a wonderful hotel. The Berkeley Oceanfront Hotel is beautiful, and their prices normally are pretty high, so we were able to negotiate a group rate for that.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Benny. I know you're dying to say something.
I was wondering. I was looking over your sheet, Bill, and you said there's this movie, Quantum Heaven.
Oh.
You did?
Wow.
He's pulling right?
Woo! That's a rabbit out of the hat. That's like the first thing I ever did.
Did you like it? It sounded interesting.
It was a really interesting film. It was a short, and
Yeah.
it was a very rough thing, but it was a great idea, and we shot it with like nothing basically. So it was a cute thing, but it didn't pan out as much as we would have liked. The idea was great, but
Yeah. It sounds like it.
yeah, I'd love to get back to that, but
It caught my attention. I'm thinking of quantum stuff.
Yeah, it has to do with that actually.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
See, it's great that he's mentioning all of this old stuff and pulling it out of the archives, because after Who's Jenna premieres, you're going to see people pulling this stuff out more and more. They always do that. They always go back to the high school yearbook photo and the very first film you did, and it makes great material.
Well, if I may, Bill's got another film that's out there now called Mommy's Box.
Thank you.
And I haven't seen it yet, and I'm dying to see it, but it just won Best Picture at the Manhattan Film Festival.
Thank you.
Really?
Yes, Tom, thank you for mentioning that.
And I've heard some great things. In fact, Paul, who wrote the music for the score, is coming. He's coming to
Paolo.
Paolo.
Yeah.
Paul, excuse me. So he's coming out, and him and I have been talking a lot. So he's coming out to Jenna, and I've told him I want to see that film, Mommy's Box, and I hear Bill is fantastic in it. So
Is that a horror movie?
No. It's a
Someone dies, right?
drama. It's a drama.
Oh, I've seen a casket in the picture.
No. It's a family, dysfunctional family drama. It's a great film. Johnny Greenlaw is the writer-director, kind of like Tom. Only he actually was the lead in it as well. I was the second lead, and we play brothers, and it's just a fantastic movie. It punches you in the gut. It's a deep, dark movie, as opposed to this being a romantic comedy. And I'm very proud of it because it got nominated at Garden State Film Festival also for Best Feature Film, and the response from people, and we get rousing applauses at our screening. So yeah, it's thank you, Tom, for bringing that up. I really appreciate that.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great movie.
Yeah, and it's playing in a bunch of festivals coming up. Soho Film Festival, Long Island International Film Expo. There's like 3 or 4 more maybe. And we have distribution actually lined up, starting, and we're doing an LA premiere in the end of September. Yeah.
So you're going to be in LA August and September.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That's a drag. I love LA. Both of my kids live there.
Yeah, it's great.
Unfortunately, my ex-wife is there too, so I stay in New Jersey.
And it's nice. It's nice to see good independent films coming out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, here we are in the summer of 2016, and you've got the Captain Americas, the Star Wars, the X-Men, which are great films, and I'm a nerd. I love those movies. But it's also nice to see organizations like the AMC Theater, a big organization that is looking for independent film content, because there is a lot of independent films. There's a lot of talent out there that has not been, they're just scratching the surface, and it's nice to see a venue like the AMC offering their services, allowing artists like myself and us to get our work out there, and to say, hey, we can play with the big boys a little bit. We don't need the Captain American shield flying across the screen, even though I love it, to capture audiences' attention.
There's a lot of independent movies that are great, just really, really good.
And it's, I was listening to, I listen to Howard Stern every morning, whether you're a fan of his or not, and he has some wonderful interviews, and he had an interview with Alec Baldwin about 3 or 4 months ago, and Alec Baldwin was talking about how the film industry has changed, and that today movies are a lot more technical, and the independent space is what the movies were like back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, where it was about character and story and dialogue. And it wasn't technical. It was, you had to kind of invest in the story. The audience had to invest in it, and you had to give a good performance for the audience to accept that investment. And that's where independent films are now.
I said to Tom, I'll take that every day of the week, man. I'd love to be part of that, like a new movement of the 60s, 70s coming back in this kind of.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening, sort of. And hopefully more independent films like Who's Jenna, Mommy's Box, and others are able to kind of get the attention of the audience worldwide and say, hey, you know what? Those are good films too.
Yeah, without all those effects, and
there's nothing. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
there's nothing wrong. I
just took my son to see Captain America: Civil War, and I loved it.
Hey, we're in a green screen studio right now, so let's keep that in mind.
Who's Jenna in space? The Wrath of Jenna.
Independence. Yeah, I worked in the movies for about 40 years as a projectionist. So I've watched so many different movies, and I saw the progression before I got kicked out. But it was it really I liked the independent movie because one of the theaters I worked at played the independent movies, and they were really good, really nice and down to earth. And like you said, the special effects and stuff is cool too.
For sure.
But there is a lot to say. His daughter was in a movie just recently, Inside Out. Was that the name of it?
The cartoon?
Love Inside Out.
No, actually, that was my cousin's movie, Life Inside Out.
Life Inside Out.
Yeah, that was my cousin's movie.
And that was definitely an independent movie. It was actually a family movie.
My daughter just made a movie in Belgium about Edith Wharton. I'm not sure the name of it. It was shown in the Berlin Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it's been released yet. So.
And speaking of the Berlin Film Festival, Gary, your film, your
still there, Gary?
Gary, you still there?
I am.
Your documentary, Distressed, right? The documentary that you wrote and directed, and also starred in, was at the Berlin Film Festival, correct?
No, not Berlin, Belgium.
Belgium.
Boy, every country's got their own film festival now.
But it was,
why not?
Every state, every country.
Next door neighbors, just about.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, we're coming down to the end. We got a couple of minutes left, so let's get some more of the information out. If there's anything
Yeah, I mean, it's
else
such
we
a
have to
pleasure
talk
having
about.
you guys here. I can't wait to get to the premiere on the 20th. And why don't you give out your information one more time about the film?
So we'll go around and we'll give each
Yeah.
one so people can get in contact with all of us. So the premiere is May 20th, Asbury Park at the House of Independence. Go to www.whosjenna.splashthat.com, or you can go to 624, the number 624-productions.com, and get your tickets. And that's where you can find me as well on Facebook, 624 Productions.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Bill Sorvino. I have BillSorvino.com, my website. Facebook is also just Bill Sorvino. Just type it in. You'll find my acting page and/or my personal page.
And they'll also find you at the premiere on May 20th.
And they can find me at the premiere on May if you want to meet me in person.
Well, you can find me at Edwin Guerrero either on Instagram or Facebook. You won't find my personal page. I have an alias up, so don't worry about that. So feel free, and I'm also on Twitter, Edwin Guerrero.
And Edwin will be at the premiere as well.
And how about you, Laura?
Yeah, well, I am known as A Lady in Red Who Writes on Facebook. And you can also go to theladyinredblog.com, or you can follow at Lady in Red Blog on Twitter. And I echo a lot of what's going on with 64 Productions and their films and the actors and all of the great stuff going on with them, too. So if you flag me down, I'll track them down. And hope to see you at the premiere, because I'll be there, too.
And Gary, you want to give any of your info for people to follow you on?
Yeah, you can find me at Union County Psychiatric Center.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's
How do you spell psychiatric?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and my website, which is under construction, www.willowcreekentertainment.com. Yeah, that's it. I'd love to talk to anybody who wants to ask questions, whatever have you.
And Gary's going to be at the
I was
premiere,
going
too.
to say, is he out
You got a full house at the premiere.
Yeah, it's going to be.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're
Great,
gonna have fun,
great.
man. Gonna have a good time. Are you coming? I hope you're coming.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We'll see you there, Gary.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
meet
make
you.
sure you introduce yourself so I didn't get to meet you in the flesh.
Yeah,
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Okay, guys. Well,
Feel better, Gary.
thank you so much for.
Yeah, it's weird. My throat is all scratchy. I don't know. They really did. I think they did more damage going in than taking out.
It's all part of the part.
Stay away from those cocktails.
Well, Gary, here comes some more of that bongo stuff as we say goodbye.
All right, I'll see you guys on the 20th. Love you all.
Yep. Take care, man.
Take care, man.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you.
That's it for In the Green Room.
See you next week, guys.
Yeah, we'll see everybody next week.
Fever before me.